Hello everyone, a very warm greeting to one and all. I am 𝒑𝒑𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒔 and I would like to welcome you all for today's webinar on OmicsLogic, Biomedical Data Science Research Program. So in this webinar, we will introduce you to the program details and structure, various specialization tracks available, career opportunities, some examples of previous student outcomes, and finally the steps to enroll in the program. Now, we also encourage all participants to stay tuned till the end of the webinar, as we will be announcing some exclusive scholarship opportunities that will be available for all the participants who have registered for today while enrolling in the research program. All right. So now, before we begin, let me take a brief moment to introduce you to the team behind the program. We are India and US-based bioinformatics and data science company, and we've had the wonderful opportunity to collaborate and partner with esteemed universities and industries across the globe. And as a part of our mission, our team is working with regional and international research mentors that are helping refine program logistics and adapting them to the needs of students and researchers across the globe. So over the years, we have completed over 24,000 participants from across 187 countries have completed their training throughout. Okay, so now to meet the ever-evolving demand of skilled bioinformaticians and data scientists, we have created several innovative training and research offerings, including online courses, training programs and workshops, research internship and fellowship, research services for faculties and scientists, as well as a dedicated online degree program. Now, coming to the main topic of today's webinar, which is on Biomedical Data Science Research Program. So some of the participants who have joined with us today might already be familiar with the program, but we also have some participants amongst us who are new and would like to learn more, right? So about the program, so this program offers an unparalleled opportunity for students, researchers, and scientists across the globe to work independently on a bioinformatics research project. And with mentor support, this program will go beyond the traditional learning, allowing participants like you to delve into real-world bioinformatics research using cutting-edge omics data, right? Now, on the screen, you can see a program roadmap that clearly outlines the student's journey throughout the program. And as you can see, it begins with the students undergoing a comprehensive training in their chosen field of omics. So this could be genomics or transcriptomics, metagenomics, metabolomics, or even cheminformatics. And the objective here is to help participants to build a strong foundation in key skills such as data processing, analysis, and data visualization. Okay. Now, in the next stage, students will work on identifying an impactful research topic. So through regular mentor meetings and an in-depth literature review, students will be moving on to the second stage, right? Now, in the third stage, students will work on data collection, analysis, and interpretation. So this is also the stage where students will start looking into data set to identify trends and patterns and correlations that will be critical for their research topic at hand. Okay. Now, finally, the program will culminate in students working on completing the report, detailing all the analysis and interpretation they have carried out, preparing presentation, and submitting their work so that they can receive the expert feedback to refine their work further. Okay. So now that you have a basic understanding of what the overall research program structure looks like, let's take a closer look at each of the components of the entire program. So as mentioned earlier, the journey begins with a training phase. But what exactly does this training phase involve? So this is one of the most frequently asked questions amongst the students. So in the training phase, students will engage in asynchronous learning. So this will be done through a combination of lecture videos, expert tutorials, and guided coursework. The training materials are designed to align with modern industry-relevant curriculum, so to ensure that all the participants are able to gain skills applicable in academic as well as in a professional setting. And we also have an online progress tracking system to help monitor the students' progress throughout the program and assist them wherever required. Now, one another important component of the training phase is the access to the coursework. So the coursework includes text and visual aids such as diagrams, infographics, short tutorials to simplify complex concepts. So short tutorials and practical demonstrations are added to provide hands-on learning. There are also some coding exercises involved in some of the lessons to help students to develop technical skills. We have also incorporated open source scientific tools and technologies such as Galaxy, Linux in the coursework. And at the end of the course, as well as towards the end of the program, students will earn digital certificates which they can later add to their resume or LinkedIn profiles as well as to their digital portfolios. So this can enhance their overall professional credentials. Now, here is a brief summary of the various open source tools and technologies that are covered throughout our programs and in our coursework. And this is some of the feedbacks that we have received over the years regarding the research program and the training aspect. Okay, so now I'll just quickly stop sharing my screen and take you to the OmicsLogic Learn portal, where all of the resources that I just discussed right now in my presentation is listed, and I can show you a practical demonstration of how you can find these, right? So this is the main platform, omicslogic.com. I'm sharing the link in the chat box. So please visit this link and I'll walk you through the next steps. Okay, so I can see participants have introduced themselves. Thank you so much. You can also let us know about your research interest so that we can have an idea about that. Okay, all right. So this is the OmicsLogic Learn platform where the training phase will be completed. Now, I'll just quickly guide you through the steps on how to create an account in case you are new to the platform. So just click on the Login Now option and you will be redirected to the sign up page. Now click on the Create an Account option that you see here. And you can enter your name, email ID, password, and you can enter your other login credentials and you can create an account. Or if you already have an existing social media handle, you can just click one of these and you will be automatically be able to create an account, right? Now, if you already have an account on the platform, just click on Login Now, enter your existing email ID and password, and just click on Sign In. Okay, so I'll just pause for a couple of seconds for the participants to sign up on the platform. And in the next part, I'll show you what are the various training program options that you have on topics such as genomics, transcriptomics, metagenomics, cheminformatics, metabolomics, various omics data analysis fields. And I'll also show you what are the various resources available under these sections to help you understand the program. So once you have signed up, please put a done in the chat box so that I can know I can proceed to the next. And along the way, if you face any technical issues while signing up, you can also let us know in the chat box. Our team can look into any issues that you might be facing. Okay, I hope everyone has logged in now. Or would anyone like me to wait for a couple of seconds, or shall I proceed? Okay, I'll proceed with the next step. So I'm going to log in using my existing login credentials. So once you log in, the very first interface that you see is the courses page. Okay. Now here, I want you to go to the top here in the blue bar, and you will see here the programs. Click on the training program option that you see here. And this is the main link. Okay. I'm sharing this link also in the chat box. Okay. Now here you can see a list of the various training programs that are being currently offered. So there is one on Python, there is one on Introduction to Bioinformatics, Transcriptomics, Genomics, Metagenomics, and there are also on research program. That is the topic of our webinar for today. I'll just stick to these training programs that will be covered under the training phase, right? Now, here you can also enter key topic of your interest and you can identify the program. I'll just go with the Transcriptomics program since that happens to be one of the most popular amongst the participants. So this is the overall structure of what a training program looks like. Okay, so there are 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So this format is applicable to all the programs that you can find on the OmicsLogic platform, whether that is Genomics, Metagenomics, or Cheminformatics, right? And these 3 levels are designed to cover increasingly complex topics. Now, let's take a look at what are the various resources under each of these levels. So each of the levels consists of a total of 6 sessions. And within each session, there are multiple resources such as lecture videos that can range anywhere between 20 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the topic that is being covered by the mentor. Along with the lecture videos, there are some associated lessons that have been hyperlinked. There are also some keywords available. So if you click it open, it will redirect you to the specific lesson that is part of it, right? And these are some keyword documents. So when you're going through a specific coursework and you have some doubt about a specific concept, they have been explained elaborately in this documents, okay? Okay. Now, scrolling down below, you will also see several other resources, such as additional reading materials. In case you want to understand a topic much more in depth, there are some additional research articles that have been added. Now, this is completely optional that you can review. Okay. Now, in this format, we cover various topics throughout our training program, such as what are the various data file formats in which you find the data sets, and what are the various public repositories where such data are stored, and various analysis aspects are also covered in the training program, right? Now, when you scroll down below, you will also see a section called the Program Course and Project Library, right? And here, if you scroll to the left, you will also see several other courses that have been listed here. So when you enroll in a particular program, you get access to all the courses that are listed under the Program Course and Project Library, right? So here under the Transcriptomics program, one of the important course that you will be going through is the Course 5, Transcriptomics 1. Now let's take a look at what are the various components that are part of this coursework. So it is a very comprehensive coursework that will introduce you to the main concepts in RNA-seq data analysis. So it covers topics such as data pre-processing, principal component analysis, differential gene expression, as well as towards the end of the coursework, you also cover some applications of machine learning in using RNA-seq data. Okay, I'll also open one of these lessons just for your reference to see what it looks like. So here, we are carrying out pre-processing using an open source tool, Linux and Galaxy. So there are visual elements that have been added. Also, scripts have also been added for your learning purposes, right? So this is the overall view of the coursework format. There are also short tutorials that explains the topics to simplify the concepts that are being covered, right? So these are the various resources that someone will go through when they are enrolled in the research program under the training phase. Okay, now coming to the research program, here we have prepared an elaborate, a comprehensive brochure that details all of the topics that I've covered in my slides also. I'll share this link in the chat box so that everyone can have it, keep it handy. And it explains the various specialization tracks available, the overall program roadmap that I covered, the who can join the program prerequisite, some of the key features of the program, the various specialization tracks under which you can work on your research project, some of the student project outcomes, and they have been hyperlinked, so you can just click it open to see what other students have previously done with their project. And that's all that I wanted to cover in my part. Now, to learn more about what are the various career opportunities that you get to explore after completing the research program, and also some of the ongoing research projects that you can enroll in, I'll pass on the stage to the mentor, Dr. Mohit Mazumdar, who's also the CEO of OmicsLogic and one of the research mentor at the research program. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Srigari, and it's wonderful to see you all here today. I'm really excited to see such a nice cohort where we have students from undergraduates to researchers, PhDs, and postdoctoral fellows. So it's very nice to connect with you all, and I'm really glad that you guys made it to this session. Let me share my screen with that. Okay, so now I'm a co-host. Thank you. Okay, so uh, is this visible, Srigari?
Yes, sir.
All right, so at OmicsLogic, we are a group of bioinformaticians, biologists, and computer scientists, and it has been 8 years since we started, and we've been working on big data in biology, exploring biomedical data sets, and creating all this content that Srigari just showed all of you. So we here basically focus a lot on omics technologies. Along with my specialization is uh, structural bioinformatics to add to it, where we work on protein engineering and cheminformatics after understanding the insights from some of the experiments that generated these type of big data. So about my background, I have a PhD in computational biology from Jawaharlal Nehru University, and I have been to several places after that to gain research experience, such as EBI, Houston, and then U of University of Saskatchewan, and others. We have been also been able to collaborate with some of the premier institutes across. In India, we are working with IIT Jodhpur and AIMS, to say a few. And we have been collaborating steadily throughout in India and in the US and in Africa, in Nigeria, Ghana, all those places to assist researchers as well as to assist PIs and faculties to be able to incorporate some of this open source information into their research, as well as to help students learn about this different type of technologies and their application. So we have been working on this workflows that kind of simplifies bioinformatics and make it accessible to a lot of you. So that's why in this research program, which is a very unique program, it is something that came out in 2019 when I was working with a group of researchers from Noguchi Memorial Research Center in Ghana, as well as in Louisiana, as well as in India. So what happened is that we kind of come up with a solution, thinking that how to make sure that the experience that usually comes in at a higher level of education, such as PhD, and make it available for students. That is to have a mini PhD kind of an experience, to work on a research project on real data sets and real samples, and understand the challenges, as well as encounter all the things that a person from data science background or a computational biology background would encounter, basically. So it is a very nice and an amazing experience, and which has been done so far. We have done hundreds of projects in all of these areas, and really proud of the team and everyone who is involved and been able to do it consistently. You can find out all of that I already have been talking about on our social media handles, as well as on the page that we have. But to just talk about some technologies, you will be able to use a couple of technologies that are available with the OmicsLogic platform, because we understand that all of you would not have access to high throughput computing power. So many of you would be using your own laptops. So how do you do such challenging experiments on your own laptop? That is not possible. So for this program only, um, we have access to our own local servers that you will be having access to and run your experiments at. So the experiments are pretty exciting also, because this is big data we are talking about. So such as genomics, here you can see on the screen, transcriptomics, metagenomics, single cell RNA, seq, and any other omics data set that are available out there. So what we do is use these technologies to find out a lot of insights. And why big data? Because what you get from here versus what you usually get from experimental data or single experiment is like one target, or you just specifically focus on one research question, focusing on a certain pathway. Here you get a lot of information, lot of information that is perhaps not possible for one research group to look into and answer all the questions. And that is where I think there is a lot of opportunities that are available for all of you to explore that experiment further and find new insights. And that is where I think we have been successfully demonstrated that even such a thing where you're just analyzing someone else's data, you can come up with a new research question and answer that research question with the analysis and tools that are shown here, and do a poster presentation or a publication. So we have been able to come up with 10 plus publications through such a research program with students and our experts, as well as in collaboration with PIs. So PI and our PIs plus a student group or student. So all of that have been worked out really well. So here I want to describe to you that the process is pretty simple, as Srigari was mentioning. It is very simple. You learn about the technology, you practice on some examples, and then you work on your own data set along with the mentor. So what and how to go about this? So you need to know about the technologies and the data sets and the databases perhaps that list all this data in one place. So one of the idea is to be able to come up with a research question after the training. So that is something that you will all have an opportunity to do. Like once you have done and you're comfortable and you know that how this work, you can come up with like a research question of your own, and you can work on research problems that you think are important or that you think will be helpful in your in your career. So here what I'm going to show you in the next few slides are about the research projects that we are focusing on and that you can be a part of as well, which are more structured and more defined. But obviously the purpose is not just like this. You can have your own research question also, and we have that segment coming up in the next presentation, where we will be showing you that what options that you are there, and all the options that you can take. So talking about some of the disciplines here, I'm going to show you a lot of things about different research areas. Of course, I'm not an expert of all these research areas. These are very specialized fields. For example, if I talk about precision oncology, and in oncology, there are so many types of cancers. In metabolomic disorders, there are so many types of disorders, from obesity to diabetes to gut related metabolic disorders. So I think it covers a lot. And each of these diseases, to be specific, is in itself is a research field, because people have been working on them for years and years, and coming up with new discoveries all the time. This type of research articles is something that we review in the research program, which is like the literature review part, which goes along with the training part. So the purpose of this is to understand that what in these so many articles, or what in this data set that compares certain type of conditions, where we can find out different type of, other pathways that are not being looked upon. We can look into different type of proteins that they encode, and then we can look into specific type of mutations that they form. So from genomics to structure biology, for precision medicine, for metabolic disorders, all of that is something really exciting, and that is something that we are capable of doing using all of these technologies that we've been talking about, from machine learning, using the platforms such as R coding platform, or a Python coding platform, or an open source tool, any tool I think we are comfortable with. So what I wanted to show you about some of the projects that are that we are right now offering to the students to take if they are interested in a specific research area. So here I'm describing the research area, which is oncology, and what are the different things that are ongoing in terms of the current job opportunities that are there. And about the job opportunities that are there related to these type of technologies and these type of application, I will be showing you a resource where you can find related job opportunities. Because the way we design these programs is we look into the job opportunities, we look into the skills that are required by companies, that are required by the research labs, and then we create such curriculums, then we create such projects that addresses that kind of uh, technology and the research field. Um, I I saw some of you are actually working on such research fields, such as AMR. I saw some of you have written that, and some of you have written about your area of research interest. So I think we will cover some of those research areas in today's session, starting from oncology. So we have projects encompassing different type of cancers that are there, where we are focusing on certain type of research area. Now, I like to tell you about this, that in cancer itself, in cancer, if we talk about lung cancer, so in lung cancer also there are certain, pathways, or there are certain tumors that are classified as subtypes. So different companies, like there are so many startups who are just working on a certain type of pathway or a certain type of protein, and in that protein there are mutations. So there are different level of mutation that decides the stage of the patient, and also that also decides the kind of therapy that patient will have to go through. So I can tell you that with one mutation there are like 20, 30, 40 or 300 companies that are working on just one mutation and finding solution to overcome that mutation with a drug of their own, or an antibody of that kind. So you can imagine like how broad this is in that sense, and how specific it can get in that sense, in the sense of business, in the sense of treatments that are available, in the sense of research that is there. So when you discuss about such a broad range, then obviously to look into things that have not been done, or to repeat something, is a very crucial part of having this research experience. Research experience is how much you do it, and how well you are, practiced, and all of that. So that is what this research program is all about. So here we will practice uh, on the cell lung cancer data set, and we will look into the differentially gene expressed genes, and then we will connect it with EGFR signaling and resistance. So this is one project that is there. And then there is a project on colorectal cancer, where we are looking at the stage-wise analysis based on the data sets that are available. And then there is reproductive cancer, where we are looking at fertility treatments and different type of factors that are there from menopause to aging. Then we have the pancreatic cancer options, where we are looking at the different pathways that are coming from the upregulated gene from the gene expression analysis. So these all will be using some sort of next generation sequencing data analysis and data sets, and those data sets are already curated by us. And we know the next level of analysis that we can help you with to kickstart this work. But before that, obviously, you need to know about the algorithms, what they do, how they work. and the workflow. So that is the training part that we showed you previously. So then we have the breast cancer example, where we are looking at different pathways, and where we are looking at specific type of subtypes. Then there are liver cancer examples, where we are looking at the data sets that are available on TCGA as well as on NCBI, and exploring gene expression linked to fibrosis severity in hepatocellular carcinomas, and then finding strategies where we can use machine learning a little bit for classification and for understanding, and for biomarker as well. So these are some of the cancer related research projects that are available that you can work on, or you can propose your own as well based on the data sets that are out there, and based on the technology that you have exported in or mastered in, using the training programs. Then we have a collaboration with IIT and Harvard Medical School researchers, where there is an opportunity to work on metabolomics. So metabolomics, another very important field, and connects all of this pretty well in a sync. The proposed projects that are there that the mentors are ready to help you with are listed like this. So there are projects from galactosemia to type 2 diabetes, and as well as then some biotinidase deficiency project. So these three projects are marked under metabolomics, and using the technologies that you learn, there are upcoming workshops on these topics which will help you get trained and work with a mentor from the very first day, and learn from him, and then work on a research project with the mentor. Then there is an exciting part about creating such pipelines and workflows. So as I was telling you that we do a lot of scripting to work on different type of research projects that are big data research projects, from clinical samples to research lab generated samples that for translational research. So these collaborations are with departments, specific departments that are working on, maybe child health, maybe they are working on women health, maybe they are working on some sort of cancer or infectious disease research. And then we work as a research service, and we provide them with the detailed data analysis and what are the implications. So it's a collaboration. Obviously, there we work as an independent entity, but we work together to solve a research problem. So there is a lot of need to address some of the gaps that are there in different research workflows that we create. And these pipelines and workflows that we create basically addresses a lot of automation, because there is 300 samples or 600 samples that you cannot just do with using standard tools. You have to write your own scripts, standardize the data, and do all of that. And then again, creating new type of methodologies that are recently published, and we want to test it and benchmark that, so that we can use it for research questions. So these type of problems comes into scripting and pipeline development. This is a different segment of projects that one can work on, but obviously this requires a little bit of computational efficiency, and you should be keen to learn uh, Python as a main programming language, and excelling in that, be comfortable with Linux as well. So we also have a courseworks on Linux and Python, so one can gain that expertise and then take on a project of development. So this includes developing robust and scalable NGS analysis pipelines. Then we have another project on uterine cancer using transcriptomics data. And then wait, I think we have also a few projects that I wanted to show you, which are on structural biology, perhaps. So there are 2 to 3 projects that focuses on drug discovery. So molecular docking we will be taking, and we have the GROMAX and other simulation engines, Amber, also installed and available for some short range simulations. When I say short range, I am saying around 500 nanoseconds, not in microseconds, but that would give us enough data to understand. And then the screening methods that are there, once we have figured out the target that is of quality, and from the big data analysis perhaps, that validates it a lot. So these are some of the projects that I wanted to share with you all, that we are going to work on and are working on, and we'll be happy to have you join some of these projects and work with us. And obviously, if you require certain help in learning, so there is the training part that is also available all the time. So we have the asynchronous coursework, which means that you can learn on your own at your own convenient time. The recordings are already shown, that are already placed in their places. So again, that is, again, you will have your own time to review that, and there is no specific time. And then we use schedule meetings with the mentor to address the questions. And then there is a communication group like WhatsApp or Skype or Slack, where there is a direct connection. And so whenever you are facing a challenge or having a technical issue, or you have a question, you ask that question and you get the answer to that. So all of this is being kind of taken care of, so that any one of you who is working with us as a research program, in the research program, gets the support and completes the research program. And once you complete the research program, there are a lot of things that are there in terms of job opportunities, one, but also for helping you out to get better in reaching out, or better in applying for higher studies. So we have a lot of people who have done that. So letter of recommendation is something that we provide based on your performance. And as a PhD, or uh, as a researcher, I have over 40 publications that kind of suggest and gives the community assurance that the recommendation matters. And on top of it, we have so many students who have gone and got fully scholarship programs because of this experience, and adding these skills to their CV, which is to be able to analyze omics data, as well as use data science for downstream analysis or for automation. So this kind of concludes my presentation. I just wanted to show you that what I keep on doing is that I share job opportunities in the same field, so that the students can opt for such opportunities. So this is a LinkedIn group, that is where a lot of this information is being shared, and also to the WhatsApp groups that I just mentioned, for specific type of cohort based specific type of job opportunities. So I have pasted the link of this group, and I think it will be useful for you all to join this group, from PhD to job opportunities in India, or job opportunities in US, um, and then different type of opportunities in research centers, as well as different type of opportunities that are there in big pharma. So all of that I keep on posting on a regular basis. So these are last 24-hour posts that you're seeing in my screen. So some of these skills which are being in demand are being covered by us in such projects. Here, this is an machine learning project on AMR, and specifically for Indian population. So then there are projects for beginners like BTech, job opportunities for BTech and MSc. And then there are for higher level data engineers jobs are there. And then there are jobs which are more related to, wet lab. And then there are internships that gets you to these big farmers through such opportunities that are being posted. So you will be able to find all of this here, but I mean the skills you will be able to get from the research program and the training program. So I think that will be all that I wanted to cover in today's session. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Please put them in the chat and we can go through them towards the end. I'll just hand the next part for the next part of the session. I'll just hand it over to Srigauri.
Now I'll just quickly share my screen to show you some of the student project outcomes that we have seen over the years, right? So you can answer your poll side by side. I'll just keep this, explain this part just real quickly. So I wanted to cover some examples on how various students have leveraged the training resources and mentors' expertise to achieve their academic and professional goals. So here we had a cohort of students from Systems Medicine graduate program at Georgetown University who worked on machine learning projects using Python. And students have also went on to present their research project in poster presentation competitions to win exciting cash prizes. And students also joined the program to get a research publication done. Even students from high schools have also enrolled in such research program to get a project. And this, the one that is being displayed on the screen right now is a project by a high school student called Andre. And he went on to present his Alzheimer's project at Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair, for which he won the Potemkin Prize and is currently enrolled in an undergraduate degree at Harvard University. And some of the students have also went on to present their project as a part of their master's dissertation. And one of the unique highlights is that faculties and researchers have also collaborated with us to carry out their research publication. And it is also possible to pursue an entrepreneurship and business innovation track. Like here, we have a team of industrial researchers who completed their metagenomic data analysis training, and they developed a microbiome test kit to improve the fertility of women in Nigeria. Okay, so this is just what I wanted to cover in some of the examples of how students have leveraged the resources. Now coming to how can one enroll in this program, right? So right now applications are open for the February 2025 research cohort, all right? And for participants who have registered for this webinar, they are eligible to apply for a scholarship. So here we have displayed the QR code. You can also scan this QR code, and we'll also share the link to the scholarship form. I'll briefly guide you through what this form looks like and what are the details to be filled, right? And if you're enrolling in the February cohort, the training will commence from the first week of February. And there are also installment options available for the 3-month and the 6-month. And these are the contact details of some of the team members whom you can reach out to for any queries that you might be having related to enrolling in the research program or any of the research topic that we have discussed, or you want to work on a topic that have been not discussed and you would like to inquire more about it, that also works. So you can reach out to one of these contact details, okay? Now, coming to the research scholarship form. So I'm sharing this link in the chat box, and I'll just quickly guide you through these one by one. Okay, so you can fill out your very basic details, just your email ID, full name, phone number, and country code, and you can mention the company or the organization or the university that you're currently affiliated with, your level of education, and the area of research that you are interested to work on. So it could be on biomedical data science using Python, or transcriptomics, or cheminformatics, or metagenomics, or genomic data analysis. If there is something else that interests you, you can mention that as well here. And if you have a prior background in research, please mention that also. And which research path would you like to pursue? So would you like to carry out an independent research project, a project of your own choice, or would you like to work on a group research project with your peers or someone from outside? Okay. Now, if you are interested to work on a group project, how many students will there be as a part of your group? 2, 3, 5, 4, or 5, or the number you can mention it here. And for what duration that you wish to work on these projects? And what is the motivation? Is it as a part of university dissertation, or is it to get a publication done, or is it just to get some research experience? You can mention your objective to enroll in the research program. You can also write few details about why we should consider for you for scholarship, and also you can attach your CV, which can be in PDF or Word doc. So our team will evaluate based on these and share with you the associated scholarship details. Okay, so that's all that I wanted to cover in my part also, and we'll now open the floor to any questions that the participants might be having.